Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today we are going to be, I'm going to be making some Spanish rice. I'm trying to focus here on my pan. But this is another requested dish I make, or a side. But I'm going to bring y'all along with me and show you how to make it. And you're going to be needing some rice and some comino, if you like cilantro, you could put some of that in there, some garlic. You could use onion. I like to use a combination because I don't like a whole lot of this, so I'll put some of this in there, the bouillon, the tomato and chicken, then I'll add some of just the regular chicken one there. So, but anyway, I got my oil here getting warmed up for me, and I've got about three tablespoons actually of shortening, because a lot of people are like, how does your rice come out so fluffy? Well, a lot of people will use the oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, and that's fine, you know. But if you want a more dried, fluffy rice, use shortening. It works because it doesn't coat your rice with the oil afterwards. It kind of sticks and dries to the rice. So I have 2 cups of rice here, and like I said, about 3 tablespoons of shortening, just as long as that rice is coated. And we're going to get this brown, nice and brown, stirring it here and there, making sure it doesn't burn. You don't want it to burn. Turn that up a little bit. And I've used a lot of rice, and I'm gonna tell you, rice makes a difference on what kind you are using. This is long grain, but I have found this one, because there's a lot of rice that you cook it up, you know, normal measurements are the 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. You cook it, you keep the lid on it, a lot of it still seems to come out sticky. Well, this one I have not ever once had that problem with, which is the, let me move it back here so you can see it, the Falcon rice. You can get it at Walmart. It's a big bag, but it's Falcon rice. I don't know how well that picked up there, but anyway, we're going to get this rice browned off pretty good. Alright, I got my rice nice and browned off, but just for video recording purposes I turned it off, because this garlic, I don't want to keep cooking here, because this hot rice is gonna cook this rice. Turned off, but I usually just leave it turned on, but just keep stirring it around. Once you start smelling that garlic nice and toasty, just stir it around there maybe a minute or so. But if you're leaving your gas or your electric stove on, keep it moving, because if you let it set, this garlic is chopped up very fine and it's gonna burn. And when you make your rice, y'all, try to use a non-stick pan, because that does make a big difference. And make sure your rice is coated in that shortening. If you feel you need more shortening, put some more in there. Just not a whole lot, as long as your rice is nice and coated. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna get me some bell pepper. I don't know if I brought that up a while ago. You don't need a whole lot of it. If you don't like it, leave it out, but it does flavor the rice. I cut some small, and then I'll cut some big, and the big slices, when it's done, I'll just take out. I'll just take them out at the end, because I do have a 16-year-old that's picky, so. But today, I think I'm just going to put the few chopped pieces in it. There's some bell pepper. I just cut a slab off my bell pepper. Not even a half. That's about all I use there. I just cut it off. Just a little piece there on the side. Just a few pieces. It gives it some flavor. And I got that moving around. I have it on real low heat. If you're wondering why she said just a few minutes, I know it's not going to burn. But, okay, I'm going to put a little, maybe two, do 3 more of the bell pepper in there. But like I said, I'll snag those out at the end. Now to this, I'm going to drizzle. Okay, where do I have it? A little bit of onion powder. Onion powder, not salt. Don't do salt. And I'm just gonna, can you guys see that? I'm hoping you can. Probably half a teaspoon of some onion powder, because we already have garlic in there. I'm gonna do maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of cominos. Not a lot. I don't like a lot of this in my rice. Not a lot. Just a little bit. And I'm going to add now, I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to add in, stir that up just a bit. I'm going to add in 4.5 cups of water. Maybe a little bit more than 4.5 cups. Maybe 4 2/3 cups of water. To that, I turned my electric stove on high because I want to get this to a boil. So I'm going to add my bouillon. I'm going to add, let's see, so I normally don't measure when I make rice. There's 2, 3. I usually just go by the color. So I usually know what I'm looking for. Okay, so I did 3. Let me do maybe 3.5. 3.5 of the tomato and chicken bouillon. And then I'm gonna start out with maybe a half of just regular chicken bouillon. Now we're not gonna put salt in none of this because that is your salt. I'm gonna put some pepper in here. And you can taste it here to see if it's salty enough. If it's not salty enough, add some more chicken bouillon. But I added 3 good size of the chicken tomato bouillon. I added 3 teaspoons of that. Not real heaping, but a little over level. And I'm gonna taste this, see if it's got enough salt. Now I can taste it's gonna need just a little bit more. So I'm going to go with another half teaspoon. So that's, and I did the chicken bouillon on that one. So that's a total of 1 teaspoon of the chicken bouillon. And the other ones were the tomato. Now, we're there. It's boiling. I'm going to turn it down to a low simmer. And to that, now this is optional. I usually just tear it off the bunch and put it in, but I wanted to measure it. I just kind of put it in there, and it's probably maybe 1/3 cup of cilantro. You don't have to put it in there if you don't want. It's just, it cooks down to nothing, and it does give your rice a good flavor. 1/3 to 1/2 cup of cilantro. Now I'm going to cover this. Get that mixed in there. I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to let this simmer probably a good 25 minutes or so. And after it's done, leave that lid on it for another 10 minutes. Turn it off. Make sure it's turned off, but long as your water is evaporated and you're not burning your rice, it's done. And that could take up between 20-25 minutes or so. Turn it off. Leave it set in there. Don't uncover it. And this rice is gonna fluff up so nice. It's like restaurant nice fluffy rice. So I'm gonna get it covered and let it cook for at least 25 minutes tops. Now I got that covered with the lid. Now after 25 minutes and your water's evaporated, and if your rice is still hard, that means you boiled it too hard. That water evaporated too quick. Just drizzle some scalding hot water on top of the rice, maybe another 1/3 of a cup over the rice. Cover it back up and let it simmer another 5 minutes or so. Turn it off and let it sit. Just depends. I wanted y'all to see what type of simmer boil I'm talking about here. I'm going to take this lid off right quick. See there? It's a slow boil. But I don't know if I mentioned to you, I used 1 big tablespoon of garlic, chopped fresh garlic, which was 4 pretty big size cloves. They were bigger than medium, so I wanted to measure it just because your medium could be a large to me, or my large could be a medium. So a big size tablespoon of chopped garlic I put in there. Okay, there's the rice, and I wanted to show y'all here. I want to fluff this up. I've been just letting it set here on the stove with the lid on it. It's been done. I'm cooking my meat. I wanted to show y'all, have you ever tried those there? This is what we're having with ours. It's already pre-made little discs for your gorditas. So I'm frying up some meat, and we're going to have these with our rice. Fry up some meat. It's a dinner idea for y'all. If y'all want to give those a try, they're really good if you can find them. I'm here in Texas, so they're easy to find. But look here, I want to show you this rice. See there? Look how fluffy that is, and it separates. It's not sticking. See there? And just toss it around, and like I said, I'll pull those the big pieces of the bell pepper out of there. But I'm gonna get this in a bowl, and I'll be back with the presentation. Alright, okay, there's the rice. There's the finished product. I wanted to show that with you, or share it with you, and show you that the rice is not sticky whatsoever. It's a nice fluffy, very flavorful rice. I did end up adding another 1/4 teaspoon of cominos in it, but if it's late and you already started it and didn't finish watching the video, don't even worry about it, but I wanted a little bit more cominos in it, so I put a little bit more in there. So, and I put a little bit of cilantro on top just for presentation. Eat with your eyes first, right? There's the finished product, you guys, and hope you guys give that a try, and like and subscribe as always. And until then, you guys have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rice. It's really good.